So I would recommend to everybody out there that has a corporate job, that wants to live their passion, save up. Stop wasting money on clothing and going out, concerts, makeup, shoot, whatever you do with your money, start saving up. Save up and stop wasting your money.
We are out here with Ms.Fit Vegan, aka Jeannette. What's up, my beautiful freedompreneurs? We're going to talk to Jeannette today about her entrepreneurial journey, how she made it from zero to where she is today, a successful influencer, content creator, coach, inspiring leader for her community. We'll get all into that. Do you want to say hello and introduce yourself?
Author. You forgot.
Author of several books.
Yes. World-renowned cursor on the internet. Just so many other things, but you got it, most of it.
That'd be better for you to introduce yourself so you can get whatever I miss.
Leader of the free world, director of the largest fruit festival in the universe. I mean, there's just so much. It's so much, but you got most of it.
Yeah, I love how, I was gonna say full of yourself you are, because I love how confident you are in yourself and you just own your leadership. I think it's very important. Like, that's what people look up to. We need that in our world, leaders like you. And I see you help a lot of people in your journey with your raw food health world, which we'll get into a bit in this interview. But I really want to know, like, your journey as an entrepreneur, because I know I know your background. You can share whatever you want to share about, like, where you came from to where you are now. Can you tell us a bit about that journey?
Absolutely. So yeah, my name is Jeannette. I am known as Ms.Fit Vegan, and I've been raw vegan for 13 years, since 2011. And the reason that I guess I have been able to be successfully working for myself for the past 4 years is because of everything I did before that. So we'll get into it. Kuba knows a lot more about me because we have been friends for about almost 7 years, maybe, I think, something like that. And we are accountability partners, and that is a big part of my success. And the confidence thing is definitely situational, because when I'm on camera, I am channeling my alter ego, which I think it sounds silly, but I think that's a big part of success. Every single person I look up to has an alter ego. So like Gary Vaynerchuk has Gary V. David Goggins has Goggins. Andy Frisella has the MF CEO. Tony Robbins, I don't know the name of his alter ego, but I guarantee you he has an alter ego. Jeannette has Ms.Fit Vegan. So I would highly recommend, first things first, I would highly recommend everybody listening to this, everybody watching gets an alter ego. Somebody that you can pretend to be. I pretend to be confident. Yes, boo?
I just read 50 Cent's book, or Curtis Jackson's book, and he talks about, he's Curtis Jackson, like, that's the businessman, his real, like, natural self. And then 50 Cent is his alter ego, his persona, like his stage name, like it's a whole different character. And he is known differently as 50 Cent for doing different things, the way he lives his life, and differently as Curtis Jackson, the way he lives his life.
Everyone successful talks about it. Beyonce has Sasha Fierce. Marshall Mathers has Eminem. I mean, it's just, yeah, Russell, I don't know his last name, but he has Russ. He's a rapper.
Yeah.
Like, it's just universally known. It's a big hack for being somebody you want to be. So in your own life, I need you to get an alter ego and name them. And that's your higher self. That's the person you want to be. So like Ms.Fit Vegan, she's fit, she's confident, she's beautiful, she's productive, she's all the things that I want to be. So I'm not very confident, but when I'm Ms.Fit Vegan, I am. Okay, so you asked me where I came from, and I had a amazing advantage growing up because I grew up very poor, and I saw what I did not want. And this was the biggest blessing in my life, because a lot of people grow up in a very comfortable way and life is great. And, there is always enough money for rent and food and everything is great and everything's comfortable. And then they grow up and they think that that's the real world, when the real world will knock you in the mother fruity teeth if you don't make bold moves and you don't get uncomfortable. So you will not be successful if you do not push yourself and do things anyway and stay up all night working on your book and, work all weekend on your course, or, make these sacrifices, go to the gym when you're sick, when you're tired, when you don't feel good. If you don't learn how to make these sacrifices, you'll never be successful. So as a kid, I saw what I did not want, and it was a big blessing. I didn't want to be poor anymore. I didn't want to struggle and get evicted from houses, because we couldn't pay rent. I didn't want the lights to turn off. I didn't want these things to happen to me as an adult. So starting at age 14, I dropped out of high school and I started working, and I've been working ever since. But now I'm working for myself. Oh,
Mm.
what a blessing. Kuba, what a blessing. And I know you know what this is like because you are working for yourself as well. And it feels really good to not have to answer to anyone. It also feels really good to just like the biggest asshole in your life is yourself. And it just feels nice, because yeah, I'm hard on myself, but like there's a purpose for it. Whereas when I was working for other people, it was like people like my boss, I didn't want to let them down and I was working my ass off, but for just money, just for fucking money to pay bills and die. But now I don't even focus on the money. I know the money comes. Money chases value. And I am actually providing value now for a living. I'm providing like a solution to a major problem, which is food addiction. Okay. I'm providing value and it feels really fucking good. It feels really good to know that that's what I do for a living. And I want everyone watching this to do that too, because money, anybody can make money. You can work at Walmart to make money. Like you're not going to make a lot, but you can make it and then you could climb up and you can be an assistant manager and a manager and that's great, but like it's not your life purpose to work at Walmart.
Mm.
Okay? So you have the key to your success, but you're not using it. You refuse to use it. And I want everyone out there to understand that you have it in you. You always had it and you always will have it, but you got to use what you have in you, that drive from maybe childhood, from maybe you got fired from a boss, maybe you got disrespected at work, or you got to use those hard things that went, that happened to you and use it as fuel to your fire. So I grew up very poor and that is my biggest advantage in life.
So what would you say to someone who's at like a corporate job where they're making lots of money? Like Walmart was maybe an example of someone making so money, but like say someone's making good money, they're working in a corporate job, they're like, yeah, I got good money, but they're not happy with their job. Like, does the
Yeah.
same thing apply? Like, should they
Good
still focus
question.
on their passion, bringing value to the world, or
Yes, good question. I was making six figures as the head of training and development in New York City. I'm from New York City, and I was making six figures at a company called Juice Press, 100% organic, raw, vegan, amazing company. I worked there for a few years, and I came into work, and all I did for a living was teach people how to be vegan, teach people how to make smoothies, smoothie bowls, and then I would leave. Like it was a dream job. I'm making six figures. So you see, that is very difficult to leave. Okay.
mm,
Because I mean, I had absolutely no stress. I mean, it was just such a easy job for me. I didn't have to learn anything. I didn't have to be anything besides myself. I could just show up and I kept getting raises because I was the only person in the whole company that knew anything about the lifestyle. I was the only raw
yeah, yeah.
vegan in a company of over 500 people. So, anyway, long and then sometimes I would go across the country and open raw vegan cafes for them. I did that like 10 times in like the 3 years I was there.
So that's
Long
an even
story
better
short,
example because you loved your job and you're making
yep.
good money, and you
I
still went on
fucking
to do your own thing.
I loved my job, but I got an opportunity and I would have never quit, but I got an opportunity to move to Miami for like with a roommate that I met at Woodstock Fruit Festival, and it was going to be very cheap rent and it was going to be on the beach in a beautiful condo. Like I visited, I saw it. I saw what I was going to move into, and I had nothing else holding me back in New York. My sister had just passed away, and I was only in New York for my sister. I'm a raw vegan, so of course, I want to move to the tropics. I want to have jackfruit and mamey sapotes and sapodilla and like soursop. I want to have these exotic tropical fruits, which I was having in New York, but they weren't high quality. They were gross, usually like just wasting my money. So I took the opportunity and I said, all right, you know what? I'm going to do it. And I quit. And it was very difficult, but I had savings. So I would recommend to everybody out there that has a corporate job that wants to live their passion, save up. Stop wasting money
Mm.
on clothing and going out, concerts, makeup, shoot, whatever you do with your money, start saving up. Because if I didn't have, I came to Florida with 30,000 in my savings. If I didn't have that money, I couldn't do it. Save up and stop wasting your money. Okay. That's how I did it. I'm so grateful I did. And it was a very difficult year. Like 2020 was a difficult year, obviously, the pandemic and everything. But it was the best year of my life
And that's
personally
when you
because,
did this major change. You went to
yeah,
Miami.
a week before the pandemic. Yeah. And
Wow.
what happened was, yeah, I had no idea that was coming, but it was the best year of my life. I learned that I could be an entrepreneur. And yeah, I did eat up all my savings, literally. Literally. I spent all my money on
Good.
food because I'm a raw vegan and we spend a lot of money on food and rent. I didn't go out, I didn't party. You know what I did? I took Kuba's advice and I worked on something of value that I could give away for free. So I spent the
Mm.
whole year finishing my ebook that I was working on for 4 years.